Well, our treehouse all started. We wanted to do something creative outside that involved lots of building and just something that was outside, away from all the drink and the drugs culture and away from computers, to be honest, because we all spend far too long on computers. So we wanted to do something outside that was constructive. So my friend suggested we build a treehouse, which he used to inspire us with tales from when he was younger of his treehouses. So we said, well, why don't we do this now? Even though we're older, we might as well go for it. And so we decided to build it, and after a while, someone suggested that maybe we need planning permission because they sort of saw what we were envisaging, and it was turning into something quite grand. So we gave the council a call, and they said it was fine. We didn't need anything. It was okay. Lo and behold, it turned out that actually we did need planning permission. So an enforcement officer came round and said it was too high and had to be demolished. And he said, don't bother about applying for planning permission because you're probably not going to get it. And so after taking some advice, we drew up our plans, and 12 people put in £12 to apply for planning permission because the planning application takes it's cost £135, which is a lot, 5 times as much as what the whole treehouse cost to build. An inspector came round and he had a look at the treehouse and done a lot of observation. The planning inspector became an expert at this treehouse, and in fact had a very thick file on it all. And he will then make a recommendation. He said to the committee, to the council, the district council, who are elected officials, he said to them, I advise that this gets planning permission. Because there was issues with disputes and things, and there had been by this time a lot of publicity. The treehouse has been on television altogether 7 times on local and national television, and has had well over 30 articles in papers from all around the county. And been on numerous radio stations as well. We expected it to be a controversial matter, but actually it was very straight down the lines. Everyone supported it, it seemed. There was a very small minority of people who didn't, but it was really encouraging to see just how many people were on board. And because there was just one objection to the construction, it had to go to committee. And the planning inspector had said, yes, it's okay, you should keep it, but then it elected officials to say, yes, you can have it, or no, you can't. So we went to our regional council, part of the district council, and they debated it for a long time, which was amusing. And in the end, they said, yeah, it's a great thing, it should stay. We like the fact that it's encouraging young people to get outside, it's using recycled materials, it's a sustainable building, it's not hurting anyone, it's right in the middle of private land, and there's no problem with it. They said, but just because it contravenes one policy, we need to just go to a level above us, but that's just rubber stamping it, it should be fine. And so we went, a few weeks later, we went to the Grand District Council with all the different elected officials there, and they debated. We were the first thing on the list, and they debated it for well over an hour, talking about all the different pros and cons to it. And in the end, by a very small margin, we lost the vote, which was quite distressing. We looked to appeal to the central government to say, can we get some sense in this matter, because really there's nothing wrong with it, it's not hurting anyone, it's a great project, we don't see any reason why we should let it go. And so we went to the planning inspector, and there was a lot of debate with an inspector who came out. He looked around, investigated the situation and knew everything about it, and made his decision that was, like many appeal decisions, was to uphold what the council said. After the council's decision, we were commanded to take the whole thing down, remove it in its entirety. Which one of the issues for us is that after spending so long trying to protect the tree that it's in, a 350-year-old Quercus robus English oak, we've barely taken off any branches, and there's very few nails in the tree because we've really tried to protect the tree and act in a friendly way. The whole ethos of the project is about living without too much impact on our local surroundings. So one of the things that was brought up during the council trials was that there would be an issue where we'd be damaging the tree. But one of the things that we've been concerned about is that when we take it down, that's when all the damage to the tree will happen. So we're concerned that we want to try and avoid that, and that's one of the reasons we don't want to take it down. The policy that has affected us is called ENV8, which states that there's to be no development in the countryside. The treehouse is on private property. In the middle of the fields, and there are only 2 houses within half a kilometre that are inhabited. And the surrounding area is quite full of man-made features already, which was why we were quite surprised that the council had drawn the conclusion that they had. There's mobile phone towers within a very short distance. There's large pylons that are 13 stories high, and various other asbestos farm sheds and such like. So we're quite surprised that the council had come to the decision to remove something that was not being able to be seen from any road, and also half the year is completely invisible. I don't think I could bring myself to pull it down. It would really hurt a lot of people to see that something that we've put so much literally sweat and blood into would have to be torn down. So we decided just to have one last go at it. And we've been so encouraged by all the media, and various people have written to us saying this will change the way they vote, and other people have said they've been inspired to build their own tree houses. It's been a really great community project, and we said we can't just let it go and can't just take it down. So we've decided that we're going to reapply for planning permission, look at the whole situation again, change a few things around and try and cooperate with them and speak to people and say what can we do to make it easier, and hopefully people will see this time that bureaucracy is not quite as important as community.